call the meeting to order at, wow, it's not even 4 o'clock yet. I gotta wait 30 seconds. Okay, I do want to, tell me if I'm echoing.
Just slightly.
Slightly? Otherwise I gotta turn it down a little bit, I guess. Ken, would you just go over to the wall and turn that down just a bit?
Okay, no 4 o'clock.
It's now 4 o'clock. Okay, I think that's a little bit better, isn't it? You're not noticing the, well, anyhow. Okay. Let's call the meeting to order at 4 o'clock. The minute taker today is going to be Jay, and you're all set up already. Trying to think of any announcements.
Minutes?
Oh, yeah, I always forget that. I know why. I shouldn't just put minute taker, I should put minutes underneath it. We have a copy of the draft minutes went out. They went out twice. The second draft has blue and red on it.
Black and white.
No, not those, but I can give you a color copy.
No, I know.
Does anybody want to have any suggestions or corrections? Otherwise, I'll take a motion to approve.
I move to approve
Okay,
as modified, as revised.
as revised. All in favor? Okay. Thank you. Dan has mentioned he has to leave at 5 o'clock sharp, so we will get right into it. Well, I was going to get an energy and technology update, but Howie's not here. We can do that later. Jay, could you make some comments on the Resiliency Handbook update?
Sure. This is the handbook that the subgroup has been working on that Mary Ann, me, Nancy, and Gail Hayes, who loves a good meeting, asked to join from Harpswell Aging at Home. She did the FEMA grant to assess people's reactions to the storms of 2024, focusing largely on mental health. So she asked to be part of this too. And we started with, as we've said, as we got started, we were overwhelmed by how much is out there and how to make it user-friendly and not just one more document that may not mean a lot. Then Arousik, taking a lead from Harpswell's Conservation Commission, has done publications, and the one they did about climate resilience, was that their
Conservation Commission or who?
No, the Arousik
That was-
Resiliency Committee.
That was on resiliency.
Yeah, so it was their resiliency booklet. So we took that as a starting point, and we're making it Harpswell specific. So each person took a chunk of that and just built on it. You know, is this something we need? Parts we took out totally, parts we adapted, and it's going to be a very Harpswell specific document on climate resiliency, addressing climate change and storm preparedness. It's going to be brilliant, and we're going to need pictures to supplement it. But it's still in the works. We'll probably talk about the grant that's been put in that hopefully would cover the printing of it.
That,
Yeah, that's the one that's.
that's the one that we had.
Yeah.
No, yeah.
So hopefully we'll get some funding, but it would be a document that would be of use, and we can push it out through various media, social media, website. We've talked about working through road associations, anything we can think of to try to get it out.
Yeah, and we're thinking a little bit like Scuttlebutt, how that is
Yeah.
a good handout.
Yeah, so we need recipes.
And we do need pictures,
Soup to make when it's a power outage.
yeah. And I think will be probably helpful to, hi Howie. It'll be helpful to kind of give you guys an idea, which we will do at our next meeting, of just the layout, which can give you ideas for pictures that would be applicable.
And input on what we've got,
Yeah.
what we miss. And
Ideally, I'll have it laid out by then, and then I can pass it around for everybody to take a look at. Okay. Holly, I'll hold your report for a while if you'd like, so you get together.
No, I can,
Okay.
so we found this consultant who costs nothing because he gets paid by the energy companies, which you might question the motivations there, but he seems to be quite interested in helping us find the best deal. And he has, as far as I know, he has arranged with Nautilus to rearrange all of our credits to go to this building, and then signed us up with a separate solar farm for the other meters. And signed us up for a 4-year fixed price agreement for the electricity. And I think that all went through. The select board gave Christie permission to sign the papers on that, and it all got done. So we have a better deal on the electricity, and we shouldn't be forfeiting any credits, and we'll be getting more credits now to cover the smaller meters. And we're looking into figuring out how to do without the 5 meters that are costing us $3,000 a year just to have wires connected to them. So it's a problem because you don't know when you're going to need those, but it seems like it's worth just disconnecting them, and if we ever need them,
Reconnecting them.
Yeah.
Are these mainly at Mitchell Field?
There's 2 or 3 at Mitchell Field.
One's at,
One is
Long
over
Ridge?
by the school.
oh, yeah.
There's a light on the property that's actually part of Baxter State Park
Okay.
that is some overflow parking for large meetings.
Right.
Yeah.
And there's a light there, and it has a meter. And I don't know if it ever gets turned on, because when do we have meetings at night?
Very
How often do
seldom.
we- So, I mean, for the price we're paying for that, we could probably buy a very large battery and a big light.
Yeah.
And
That parking lot's never used, I think it's only used on town meeting days. Like
Right.
I've ever
Right,
seen.
right.
in daylight,
Yeah.
right. So, and then there may be one other someplace else. I think there were 5 of them.
Yeah, I think I heard
But
that.
anyway, so he seems to have done what he promised, which was he knew who to talk to after all this banging around on people's doors saying, we
Yeah.
need to change this, we need to change this. Oh, I can't do that for you. He apparently has managed to do that, so. And gotten it straightened away, because there was some concern that if we remove meters from our agreement with Nautilus, we couldn't reconnect them to somebody else for 12 months. But I think they got a waiver from them because we weren't reducing our usage, we were just.
Just
rearranging it.
rearranging it.
And it turns out we have to go with a different solar farm to get the credits for the other meters, so,
Yeah.
anyway.
So that means, it sounds like it means the 12,000 that we put into the Spira budget for that project will not be needed?
That's correct.
Oh, good.
Yes. The consultant that we were talking to said, my advice is don't do anything.
Yeah.
And then he put us in touch with this other guy who knows how to deal with the electric companies. And so the
That's
whole
good.
thing costs nothing.
That's good. Those things just
Has
take a little
actual
time.
savings start showing up with another month or 2 lag to shake it out?
I don't know. I mean, it's kind of, it's all in the noise anyway. I mean, we're paying slightly less for the credits than what they're canceling, and so it's not like there's huge changes. And I think the new solar farm may be a 20% discount on the credits. Something like that. But, I think that was, yes. If you sign up for a longer-term agreement with them, then they give you a better deal, the 20% discount. And it was easy to say, we'll have plenty of time to give them the notice that they're requiring for that.
Yeah,
So
right.
get the 20%. So we should probably be saving $500, $1,000 a year or something on this. It's probably my guess, maybe a little bit more.
Just good.
So Howie, just recapping, I think I heard two things. One is the meters.
Yes.
The other is consolidating the solar credits under one.
On this building, all the credits we currently are getting are going to go to this building, maybe to the streetlights. Maybe it's this building and the streetlights. And then all the other smaller accounts are going on to this new solar farm we're signing up with.
Okay.
And then the meters were just something that when this consultant was analyzing the electric bills, he said, you have 5 meters that are costing you $3,000 a year and they're not being used. So, right there, it was worth every penny we're paying him.
Especially when we stop paying it.
Yeah, that's great. Thanks, Howie. A couple things I did want to mention. I sort of zip by announcements before we get into the next item. Harpswell, okay, who is it? GP Cog in Portland got a grant from Maine National Fish and Wildlife to do some bluff erosion type modeling for the state. Because the Cumberland County Soil and Water Commission had done a project over on Mitchell Field about 7 or 8 years ago to start looking at natural shoreline, resilience. They were involved with this grant as well. So I'm trying to think of who has the GEI consultants got the contract to do this study of 3 places. One's the bluff at Mitchell Field. I think the other one's in Yarmouth. And there's another one someplace in Portland. I just don't remember them. They came out, met, and Don Miskell got involved as well, and Margaret, and came out and did a survey to get an idea of what they would propose. They sent their first draft to us to look at, just really to see what we thought about it, which Margaret looked at it, and Don and I looked at it. We send it back. They'll be sending another update when it's complete. There's nothing for us to do at this point. If anybody's interested in reading it, to see what it is, let me know, or I'll just put a link in after the meeting and you can go download it. So, but it's worth a fair amount of money, actually. But it's interesting because they came to look at the north side of the causeway where you meet the airfield, because that was kind of the general physical properties they were looking for in part of what they're thinking of mixing hard and soft infrastructure. But then the more they looked at it and then of course GEI is also putting in the boat launch, or not the boat launch, but the boat launch. They realized that it would be better to maybe look at the south side of the launch area where the fishing area is and the large, the higher bluff is on the other side. And that's all kind of talked about in this. So
GP Cog, Mitchell Field? I'm surprised it's GP Cog.
well, because Cumberland County Soil and Water Commission was part of the collaboration.
Oh, okay.
And they knew of this site because they had done one before. So they contacted Terry to see if we'd be interested, if it would be okay if they included this, because it had some different features that the ones closer to Portland didn't have.
Oh, great.
Okay. I think that's it. Oh, one other thing is we did, the Marine Resources and Fisheries, and I'm not sure what the name of the committee was, did submit a grant to the Casco Bay Estuary Partnership to do a study, water study, to check the, this is different than the one I was talking about, basically to check the, what happens when you have a lot of birds sitting on top of aquaculture things. What kind of causes is that going to cause for the rest of the ecosystem? Billy, help me if I'm saying this wrong.
No, you're right.
Positive or negative potentially, or?
Yeah, negative.
Negative is the thinking, is because it's an unknown, because we're introducing a lot of nitrogen, probably, in all the feces that are there. So, that grant is about $25,000, and if we get that grant, actually, we're going to do the study in-house, I found out. We're going to buy the equipment and do what we have to do the study, and then we will have it to do other areas if we wish to do it as time goes on.
So the grant was awarded,
No, it was just went in last week.
When will we find out?
but the plan is, if we get it, we buy the stuff and do the.
Yeah, and basically, I shouldn't say it was the grant, it was actually the letter of intent went in last week.
Oh.
And I believe the grant is due on December 3rd, maybe, and then it'll be announced at the end of the year.
Thanks.
And that being said, was there anything that I asked? Hi, Sean, come on in, and just grab a chair and pull up around here.
Yeah.
Ken, was there anything you wanted to add from lands, town lands?
Nothing at this point,
Okay,
no updates there.
yeah. Deirdre? Yeah.
I just wanted to clarify, we did vote to support the grant for Garrison Cove.
Good, because we're going to bring that up later, too. And what about you, Bill? Is there anything from Harbor or
We
Monterey?
don't have a meeting.
Oh, you didn't? Okay.
Didn't have enough.
You didn't have a
people.
quorum?
We have 3 people.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
So,
But I heard the rumor was that you were generally in favor of it,
Yes.
from Matt.
Boat ramps, I haul boats for a living, I'm in favor of ramps all the time, yeah, for sure.
Sean, you just walked in, and I'm sort of going through reports, and is there anything from housing you'd like to mention?
Yeah, just that we are going to be having a sort of like more public-facing meeting to discuss a housing trust and to help like see if there's interest in town for that. That's kind of our most recent thing that we're working on.
Okay, and that's the middle of November, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
November 17th, I think.
Okay.
But I could look it up.
Well, that's not, that would be this week.
Yeah, it's the next one. 17th?
That sounds
17th.
better.
Yeah.
Okay.
17th.
Close enough. Good.
So a public meeting to discuss housing trust.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to move on to the capital investment plan. I sent out a draft, well, actually, Deirdre, Ken, I, and Tim met and sort of sketched out something to submit to the town and to the Budget Advisory Committee, and I hope you had a chance to look at it. I've got copies here if you haven't. Just really looking to get any inputs that you have. But it talks about basically the reason something more concrete for them to start thinking about a dollar amount that they have to plan for the future.
My only suggestion, I think it's great to be doing this, is that we add the table.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry, that is expected to go with it.
Yeah, because I think it'll make it
Oh,
a
yeah.
lot more understandable.
Makes it understandable.
You know, to have the
Yeah.
table instead of,
And I,
because a lot of people are, eyes are going to glaze.
Oh, yeah,
over reading
yeah.
all the-
And I basically are only showing the 5 roads we're talking on this table. I hid the rest of them.
Because that gives more justification for prioritizing them as well.
Yeah, and it will give them something to use that they can continue to use going forward.
Yes, going forward, yeah.
I think the only thing that confused me a little bit was, we talk about the engineering studies about resiliency, about up to 3.0 feet of sea level rise. And then later on, when we're talking about costs, we're talking about
3.9, I know, I was thinking about that when I wrote it.
Yeah, and
The reason is we,
Did, I forgot.
when you're talking about what they're predicting, they're talking 1, 2, 3, and 6. But I think they also are in meters.
oh, okay.
So when the engineers do the study, they do it to 3.9.
Okay, but I think
But it's
clarifying
confusing
that-
it, yeah.
Yeah, I think clarifying that, the reason why we are using 3.9 rather than the 3.0,
Or we maybe just show 3.9 in the beginning?
or show 3, well, the studies completed in 2024-25, was that for 3.0 or 3.9?
3.9, they have all been for 3.9.
Okay, well, then we just have to change that number
Yeah,
in that paragraph, the
Right.
first paragraph on the second page.
That's a good point.
yeah.
I mean, Mary Ann, also, shouldn't we mention the lower level of sea level rise too, rather than start with 3?
Well,
I think there's a reference to that early on.
there is, well, I think the issue is, we are only suggesting that the town spend money. If you're going to spend money to raise the road, you want it to be at least a 3.9. It's not worth spending money to raise it a foot this year.
No, but what I'm saying is that the danger is already going to be there at a foot to 2 feet. This sort of implies until it gets to 3.9, we don't have a problem. And we do have a problem at lower levels.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
You know, so that's not totally clear, I don't think, in this description.
And those are good points. If we figure out how to write it, that'll be great.
Yeah, okay, so let's,
Oh, sure. And whatever, they're all,
What are we referencing on, I guess?
I'm working on this right
Okay,
now.
all right, well, I can try to.
Yeah.
So,
And even,
about
I'd
the
appreciate it,
lower level.
Dan, if you would go in and make the change for the,
The 3.9?
yeah, just go in and mark it up. And
Okay.
I mean, some of these roads are being affected now, so you just. wanna
Exactly.
make that point.
Exactly.
You just say, you know, some are,
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, they're
I would make
already
the point.
getting topped over in
So-
last year's storm, so
Because,
this isn't theoretical.
no, and, you know,
Well,
the
they're
issue when
currently
you.
are getting
Yeah,
washed over.
currently, yeah.
Well, and I think that the chart, referring to the chart makes a lot of sense, because
Yeah.
that shows which ones are being affected
Yeah,
at 1 to 2
what
feet.
level,
Yeah.
yes, and how much each
But it
of
needs to be
those
in here.
would cost.
The whole thing is you try to have not too much detail, but enough that,
a photo would be good, you know?
Mary Ann, do you have another copy of that?
Of a chart,
I think I might have all of the copies.
Oh, oh,
is the chart there
going.
also, or is it just
chart.
oh,
Well, the chart's on a
not there.
separate.
chart separate? Is it here?
well, that's,
Yeah, we didn't send out a chart with this.
She didn't print the
graph.
chart.
yep.
So we definitely need the chart.
Here, take this
to
one.
make it easier.
I have another one here
Yeah,
somewhere.
'cause the chart goes 1, 2, 3.3, and
Yeah,
6,
yeah,
which is really helpful.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
And I think that also, what it also shows is that even though we are showing certain roads as being of high priority because of how quickly they could be overrun.
Right.
Once you get to 3.3 feet, now we're getting a ton more roads here.
Oh, yeah, yeah. And there's a,
So, and also, we do have a chart that has the rationale for choosing priorities and roads that has to do with the number of people living there, the number of businesses.
Right.
And all of that, which, helps prioritize among the roads.
The problem
But
with
we
this is,
definitely need that chart.
what, this chart?
Yes.
Yeah, oh yeah, that is planned to go with it.
Yeah.
And I was originally even going to use we have a color-coded bar graph
Okay, the updated one, that's an easy.
that starts from 1, but it goes all the way up to, it's got more roads than are on here, basically. It
Even
has,
beyond the one, even beyond the ones that are at 6 foot?
the ones that are at 6 feet are not.
Mary Ann, can we just see the chart so that he can
Sure.
see it? 'Cause it's- yeah.
They're different versions.
Okay, well, that's,
Yeah,
yeah, I've got that.
So for example,
so that just shows you the different impacts.
Right. Yeah, I've got it. That's the first page of all the charts here.
Yes.
for example, Johnson Road, Johnson Drive,
Johnson Point.
Johnson Drive is not on here. However, oh wait, that's a private road though.
Yeah, we don't care.
We have those,
That's my road. I'm gonna-
no, we have charts for the private roads too.
We need a separate whole program.
That's a different discussion, Deirdre. I think it's more polite way to put it, we don't care.
No, exactly. For this
Well,
purpose.
it's not that we don't care, it's that we're not going to fund it.
Not our problem.
Not our problem.
Not our problem.
No, I mean, and I do think we have to have a role in letting private road owners know what's going to be happening.
I was thinking about adding something to this letter, but I didn't know if that fit into what they're looking for right now. They're looking for funding
Yeah.
ideas.
Yeah, because I think when you're getting to the private roads, there isn't going to be funding. But just to let people on those roads know, as it's referenced in that report, that we have been looking at other
Right.
shorter-term
Yeah.
alternatives and things that on a private road you may want to consider rather than
Exactly.
something more substantial.
And we were also trying to help private road associations find funding, grant funding.
Trying to figure out if
and
that's still in here.
give
Is there anything in here about that?
information
I didn't see that.
No, I don't think I put in, I started to figure out that this was getting pretty long. And how do you, I do like what you added, Ken, because I think that,
The more general background.
the general background of why we're doing this. And
It seemed like a month ago I added, I'm trying to remember what it was.
we propose incorporating each road's detailed listing. This approach enables a proactive budgeting that allows the town to take advantage. It's like the second page, second paragraph in the bottom.
Yeah, the other thing I'm wondering, because, there's a lot of information there as we're getting through it, whether it might make sense to have a one paragraph executive summary at the beginning of it. Just
That's a good idea.
for people
At the beginning.
who don't read much, as
Yeah.
much. Yeah, I didn't mean to question.
Interesting.
Yeah, no, that's a
Maybe
good
especially
idea.
when you're talking to the budget committee where it's facts and figures.
Yeah, and, it's not like they only have the one thing they're dealing with. So
Right.
if we can just give them something really down and dirty at the beginning, and then if they have additional questions, read the full report, take a look at all of the charts.
Yeah.
What are the important points we'd want to bring out?
To my mind, the main point is that sea level rise is a threat to the roads. These are the roads that have been identified as most vulnerable. This is how much it costs for them to be mitigated against or whatever, improved.
Yeah.
Those are the couple of points
Okay.
here.
I think we have that summary written somewhere, so I don't
Well,
think
I
we
hear what you're
have to
saying. This is dense.
reinvent the
This is dense for a memo.
Yes,
But,
it is.
So-
and the other thing that this really doesn't address very much is the timing of when we're going to need the funding. How soon,
We don't know.
well.
That's the dilemma.
Well, but I think to say that one of the variables that we can't really deal with is we have no idea when that's going to occur. So,
If you want the money, you have to say it's gonna happen soon.
exactly.
No, I mean, we already can say it started to happen because, last winter, we saw it happening and roads were closed and people couldn't get to their homes.
Well, one of the things I'll mention, this is for them to plan for the future and how much money to put away each year towards a fund.
Yeah.
The one thing in here, I tied it to the capital road plan because it basically ties together. Which I've mentioned it a few times. When they went to do Basin Point Road over, they pulled the report from 2018. It was going to cost $600,000 to raise the road to 3.9. The whole road was costing $600,000.
Yeah.
So the decision was made that after talking to the engineers, they said that this overlay, whatever they were doing, would last about 15 years. Taking that into consideration, Basin Point Road doesn't overtop very often. So the determination was we will be able to get it on the next round. That's kind of how the conversation went, which was interesting because it got it a little bit out of just projecting stuff and tied it to something concrete.
Well, and I think the whole idea of the short timetable about the urgency, we can say, we're not talking about something that's theoretical anymore.
Right.
Because we have had that experience.
Yeah, it's already happening.
So the sooner we do the planning.
The planning is what you got to do.
And especially thinking about, are there any short-term things that we can do that get them thinking along those lines? Because you do make some reference in there. I think it's good that, the costs that we're talking about are solution-type costs, rather than things that we can do short-term for
Right.
mitigation, which includes such things that you also have in there about seeing to it that if people are cut off, we have to have a way to be able to get to them and bring them to safety, so.
Yeah.
If we had a big storm like we did and a road was washed out, what would the town do? Like now, like what would be,
What would you do?
I mean, would they have the money to fix it? I mean, what would they do? Like, just say, for example, this winter we had a bad storm and Abbey Point Road washed away. What would the town do?
I don't know. They know how much it would cost to fix it.
Well, it would be important.
We know how much it costs to fix this, but where's the money coming from?
Oh, yeah, no, I know, that's what I'm saying.
The
You
issue.
can't, so, I'm not saying that's gonna happen, but someone in charge should
Be thinking
be
about it.
thinking about those
Yeah.
things.
Yeah.
I mean, minimally, it's already happening that during big storms, some places are not passable. And people, if they needed to rescue someone, they'd need a boat or they'd need some other way to rescue people.
But it's also that some of those flooding events are short-term, but you still have erosion of the road. So,
And
Yeah.
segregation of the.
Yeah.
yeah.
Of their bed,
So
of
it's
the
not as
road
simple
bed,
as, it'll be okay when the tide goes down. It's
Exactly.
damage is being done.
which I believe is referenced in
It
here.
is.
That is
It is.
referenced in there. So. Well, I would be
Well,
welcome.
I'll be happy to
Okay,
work
yeah,
with you.
and I'd be happy to have any even just short sentences sent. That would be very helpful.
Okay.
I spend way too much time trying to make something sound right.
I thought it was beautiful, but
That was very well written.
The other thing is you kind of want to get some of the stuff in there, kind of it's a soft promotion of like having, something that is temporary. And that's the one thing that I think we did incorporate.
I think this chart is super important. Anyone that
Oh,
is
yeah.
on that committee is gonna be a numbers person, and they're gonna look at this. and
They're
be
gonna
like,
look at that, yeah.
Boom, boom, boom.
Yeah.
This would be,
It worked out really
this is
well
the
for
summer,
us.
really. This is
Yeah.
the most important thing.
Yeah.
It's great, really well done.
Okay. Okay, so we'll make some of these changes, then I'm going to get it off to Christie, because they're starting to meet already.
Yeah.
and you'll give them the color-coded one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You don't like the black and white one?
Well, it's just, this is like eye-catching.
I know, I know. Then I can even color code the top to go with the 1 to 2 and the, because we have that on a map
We
somewhere.
have multiple colors of it.
Oh, yeah. All right. Okay, Dan, we did it.
Great. I could stick around for a little bit.
Yeah. The next thing that comes on the agenda, and thank you all for that, is the main public working waterfront infrastructure fund that is coming up in January. We basically are thinking of Garrison Cove Road to do the project there. The other project that we talked about last year was Lookout Point. One of the things that I think we've got going for, of which we applied for both of these and we didn't get either one.
Okay.
But I think the thing we have going for us, that, and I remember, I read one of Mark's comments, that was directed at roads.
The Pacific culverts.
Yeah. And we tried to massage it. But this one is directed at working waterfront and, I'm finding the title, working waterfront infrastructure. So I think we probably have more going for us on this. So I believe the Lands Committee, Ken and Bill, you talked about it in Harbor and Waterfront and in Lands about both coves, and what was your sense?
The sense was, I just put it, we know in the past, we talked about support for both.
Yeah.
This one, I think we were more just looking for a vote of support for Garrison Cove, since that's where we were
Yeah.
heading on this one, and it was, I'm pretty sure it was unanimous
Yeah.
support to go forward with it.
Now, one of the things, and Margaret is not familiar with this at all, and I still have to show her what we got so far. One of the things is I went down and talked to people who live on Wentworth Lane, if you're familiar with Garrison Cove. And there is a wetland that is in the back that when the storm surge hit, it fills up the wetland. And currently, the wetland, what I've been told, is the wetland drains out through the yards of the houses automatically. And the houses that are there are raised enough that, as of now, they don't have damage. Their concern is if we build up the shoreline, that it's going to trap the water in there. So I think that is good input from the residents. So I'm thinking we should probably talk with the engineers for them to go out and kind of reevaluate, because we have a quote for what we thought was originally, but maybe they could give us just an idea of how much more they think it would cost.
And I think you're right, doing that, see if that's how valid of a concern that is from the neighbors about the water getting
Yeah.
trapped.
Yeah,
I know the guy in the corner there, he had his boat on his trailer, and that big storm, it floated off the trailer and went into that space. That's how high the water got there.
yeah.
Yeah.
Now, I have to tell you, I talked to Rob Williams, basically. Now, the house that's right on the corner, that's not going to help that house unless they build it up.
You mean the one on the east side?
Yes.
Okay.
No,
Oh.
actually, west side. West end, for the first house on Wentworth.
Okay.
That'd be the east side.
That'd be the east side.
I think so.
That's the east side.
Yeah,
Okay, I'm looking at it backwards, sorry.
yeah, yeah.
It's south.
Go down, go down, go down the road and look for the sunrise. Yeah. But there's three more houses. And those are the ones that evidently if the town builds up the bank, as there was talk about doing, it would, they have to consider how the water's going to get out once it gets in.
Well, I'm confused about how far out we're gonna build. Are we talking about just the ramp, or we're gonna? talk
No,
about
I think
all the
this
way down
talks,
Wentworth?
no, this talks about our property, which,
Which is sort of parallels Wentworth for most of Wentworth.
yeah, it doesn't go,
Is that a town road or?
Wentworth is private, but the town property is in front of, or, you know, water side of Wentworth.
yeah. So, you really have to look at the design. So basically what we're saying is that what they had designed, the engineers had designed, was to build up with a semi-living shoreline where you would put in baskets that you would then you would cover with sand and plant seagrass in. With the idea it would keep building that dune, it would become a dune. So you're going to keep building the dune up, and the concern is the more you build it up, the water that gets in is not going to get out. And I think that can be handled if the engineers know about it ahead of time.
I think some of it may even drain into, not back that way, it may drain across Garrison Cove Road and Harpswell Sound. I'm trying to think of that low spot.
Yeah, I'm not
I
sure.
don't think so.
I'm not
Because
sure.
it's definitely a pool there, but I'm not sure. I think Wentworth would block the water as much as anything, even now.
Now, there's also a culvert that goes in from the east side of Route 24, under Route 24, and drains out in the Garrison Cove, right at the, kind of the intersection where Wentworth goes this way, and then at the end of the road there, there's a culvert there that drains, and it drains and scours the spot in there, and then distributes all the shells and things down. That, it sounded like if you could just redirect it to where it goes over ledge instead of soft ground, you know.
I think I may be able to answer your question. I'll dig out the photos that I took of the storm down there.
Yeah,
And that shows,
That would be interesting.
That
and
would be
that
interesting.
shows the whole thing, including that first house being flooded in the area and the area behind that as
Yeah.
well. So that might be helpful.
Yeah.
Let me see. I'll
so
pull
at this
it up.
point, I think I would hesitate to just submit what we did before without talking to the engineers again.
And how does that help the ramp? Because this needs to be focused on working waterfront, right? So
Yeah. So
the
the-
dune, does
No,
a
that-
dune promote working with waterfront, or does it help
It
save
pro-
the
it-
ramp? I mean, I'm trying to
It
tie
promotes
that
resilience going
for the
forward.
land or for the ramp? Because
I
the
think you
land's
argue
not being
both.
used for working with
That's
waterfront,
true,
really.
that's true.
Well, actually, I mean, trailers are parked there all the time, unofficially.
On the land or on the beach? I see them parking on the beach, not on the land.
Well, it's part of the town land goes into that area, the beachy area as
So
well.
if you build this dune, is that can prevent people from parking on top of it, I guess is my question. If I'm looking at it, I'm in favor of it, I'm just saying, they're gonna look at it like, you're building a dune, how is that gonna increase parking or access or
Or is it gonna block parking?
trucks? Is it gonna block parking? Are we losing parking? So, if you were to raise it and pave it, and would that save it, and then you could park trucks on it? I mean,
Yeah.
I'm just saying from the working, because there's a ramp there, but there's not a ton of parking unless you're on the beach.
Yeah, there's not a lot of room there.
What you have, you want to save, does that save? You just want to make sure you gear it towards,
The ramp. Are you saying, would we just try to go for which they did spec out, I believe, a lower cost option of just focusing on the ramp?
Yeah.
So that could be another.
So basically, let's do this. We want to preserve parking.
how much parking is there? Is there any actual
Well, the
parking?
hard part about it is, there is no official parking.
There's no official
It's
parking.
all unofficial in our title zone that's tolerated,
I mean,
basically.
that ramp is in terrible shape.
It is.
Bad.
Yeah.
Super high value, crazy high value,
Oh, yeah.
very high value, but it's deteriorating very fast. And whatever land you have, you want to save. But the land isn't really being used for working waterfront, it's just kind of there. But,
Almost feel like you should buy the houses and use it for parking.
well, I mean,
Well, a number of years
So
ago, there was
that-
one that came up and, town land sort of floated and it didn't go anywhere.
It didn't go anywhere, I know.
It was, yeah.
But there, like, there's a grant next year that's going to be for buying property for just that, which I
That-
think
that
I
would be a
sent to
perfect
you.
spot for it.
And it would be a spot.
Super, yeah.
And for turnaround and all too.
Because right now you have to pull down and it's a very sharp turn.
It's very sharp, oh, yeah.
I can do it.
Yeah, I know you can do it.
But parking, as Ken knows, is just.
Yeah,
more
it's
if
a
at
plan.
one
There's not
spot
parking
adds-
and it is used as a beach as well.
So I guess my point is could you have the engineers look at that spot if there's a way to increase the height of it and add parking to that?
Or not threaten, whatever, like the unofficial parking, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, could you do something in a way where you actually, I'm not sure how wide the land is there, but is there a way to actually do the project, to add more access, more parking, create parking there?
Yeah.
And-
I think it's worth discussion with engineers to, it's going back to that.
I think we're going to have to go back to that.
Do you have a rough guess on like what the actual capacity is in the informal sort of parking right now? Are we talking two
That's
vehicles?
how they park.
Yeah, well, exactly, right, and maybe, yeah,
If you were to organize it, you could maybe get some more.
yeah.
But there again, that's if you, but the problem, if you're gonna organize it, you're officially sanctioned it and you're going down
Yeah.
a slippery slope.
Well, there were 3 there at low tide, yeah.
Yeah, it depends on the tide, right?
But one couldn't leave until the other one did.
Yeah.
Yes, we just don't want to lose, if there's currently 2 approximately, then like, want to keep those 2 open, I guess. is what I
And not a ton
understand.
of people park there, but there definitely, it would increase the value of that
It would.
Yeah.
exponentially.
And is that town land that you're talking about where
Yeah,
parking happens?
yeah.
Okay.
It's just one thing to save it as a dune, it's another thing to save it, and you could use it,
Yeah.
Use it.
to
And the
store
question, I think there
here.
was discussions about whether you could bump, for paving it in terms of, all the environmental impact, things like that. I don't know.
I mean, eventually, you don't do anything, it's just gonna all go.
It's gonna go away
It's gonna
anyhow.
go
It's in
away.
the water,
So, I mean,
so
are you trying to save a strip of grass this wide, or are you trying to save the land and try
And
to use
use
it? So, that would, if it was mine, that's what I would try to do.
It seems like the
Normally
strip goes
parking
almost
is-
the length of Wentworth.
Pardon me?
Seems like then the town property, which only fairly recently got officially sort of sanctioned, yes, it really was town. I think it goes almost the full length of Wentworth. I mean,
It does, according to
And
this.
you wonder how much land's been lost over the years there, was that
Oh,
a 50-foot wide strip before, and now it's
Could've been.
10, or
Yeah.
was it?
Well, that's the other thing. How much are we going to be losing of our town land now with sea level rise too?
Well, this is the design of the parking as the town land, if anybody wants to take a look at that.
Yeah, it does. According to this, it's pretty much the length.
It appears to be the length of Wentworth.
That's a bigger piece of property than I intended.
Than you thought.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
Maybe, when was this
So-
done? Maybe there's less now.
Probably.
Yeah.
And you do have the sort of unofficial parking on the west side as well,
On the west side of,
Yeah.
of the landing.
oh, that's right, yeah.
I have seen that used.
Anybody wants to look at this? I have another one.
Like in the aerial pictures, I'm looking there's 1 on the west and 3 on the east. Whenever this picture was
And
taken.
the town owns the land, it would be to the south of Wentworth as well?
No.
So like doesn't that look like there's, like this little spot right here?
There we go.
Oh, it does, doesn't it?
I mean, that would be a great spot to park cars.
But see, this
Have
is.
to move all those boulders.
Doesn't look like though, does it?
So I see
Like
it.
here?
This is,
Because
okay,
when,
this is this.
just before that big storm,
So if you overlay.
you
it-
had boats with trailers going all the way around, almost all the way to Cook's.
Wow.
So here's the line. So this is the town property there.
There's another one.
But that's, you definitely want to say that. I mean, definitely, doesn't look like it's,
And
Where that
here,
road-
parking here.
yeah, I mean, definitely.
And this,
that would be
this
good.
design also had
And you
something
could say
in
for
it.
people to, fishermen to park and work in waterfront for a crane truck, floats,
Yeah.
you want to talk it up.
You talking about the little bump out on the west side there?
Yeah. And on the east,
Oh, yeah.
on the east.
It'd be nice if the people on the corner would like to get out from under, because that thing gets flooded all the time.
Well, that's the one that was on the market a while back, and we,
It just sold, though. And,
again,
yeah,
Oh, for how much?
I don't
Within the
know.
vein, I'm sure.
I don't know, but
I don't know.
the people, well, they have to, they plan on raising it.
plan on it. I know even at best, it had a seasonal septic system. I don't even know how you did that one,
I don't know either.
at that level.
Were you trying to get the town to buy it?
This was many years ago, yeah, we were hoping that it didn't even get to the point, there was no interest at all from the owners
Right.
of something like that. And so didn't even get to the point of having, asking town.
As it floods more and it costs more to keep fixing it.
Well, I guess are there viable like waste disposal options for a place that's underwater somewhat? You know, frequently, like that's a legit. During the last storm, there was a recently dug septic hole on Bethel Point that was just totally full of seawater, right? So like where their current leach field and septic tank was fully underwater, and like that seems like a bad thing for water quality and sort of like the resilience of fishing and whatnot. So
No way that leach field could be much above grade of sea
No.
level. It's just,
yeah, it's just like it seems like that's something worth.
and I'd be interested to see their septic design.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They're new, relatively new designs that allow you to be much closer to the water, which is one of those good news, bad news
you talking about septic?
things. Yeah,
Yeah.
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 Which, you know, means you can be closer, but do you want people closer? You know,
It's going there regardless. you know,
Right.
Yeah,
that's all,
yeah.
But
But anyhow, we have a little time. We don't have that much time, really. But
You know, that says late January, is that when the
Mid-January.
details open up or?
Opens.
And then, was it late January going to be the filing deadline or?
no, I think it's about 6 weeks.
Okay, so we're
Yeah.
prob- at least through
Not too
February.
bad.
So I'm thinking already, I always feel like I'm in December and it's only November 4th. But with the holiday and everything, will talk to Margaret. I'm going to see if have her reach out to the engineers and have them pose these questions and see what we need to do to have that part of the consideration of what they're quoting, because this wasn't all that expensive.
As far as paying the engineers for updates, how, is that something that you use Sierra for?
Yeah,
we
Well,
got
I was-
$12,000.
Yeah, yeah.
I'll take Howie's
Howie's money.
$12,000.
thanks, bud.
Good work.
So the original budget on this was 500,000, I think,
I know, right?
I'm pretty sure it's higher than that.
700.
Yeah.
I think it was 7.
Thank you. And it could be higher. It's because this,
Is that to turn into an all-tide ramp as well?
yes. I'm pretty sure it was,
Always be the goal.
yeah.
You basically take it further down.
Yeah, it does
Yeah.
flatten out quite a bit, but
Right.
when we go back now, we get stuck in the, the trailer gets stuck in the mud, it needs to go up further.
Yeah,
And it would be, now, anything new is going to be the concrete planks.
yeah.
You can't do the asphalt again anymore.
You can't do that anymore? Concrete
Asphalt?
plank? Oh, no, not asphalt.
No, it has to be the
Yeah.
concrete plank.
Yeah. So, yeah, this was 700,000 2 years ago, or not, no, last year. But my sense is if we get more involved with this land piece, it probably will get closer to $1 million. Which is okay, because this, other than the fact that we have to put in 5%.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No, we can. No. I think there is a good question we brought up about, would the shoreline threaten the sort of unofficial parking and the neighbors'
yeah.
concern? It'd be a shame to have the neighbors start oppose it.
Well, that's the, kind of the, my sense is if we could get something in there that would make them not oppose it now, rather than once we come out with a design and have them be.
Yeah, I know about neighbors and opposing.
I'm sure you do.
I mean, $200 million is quite a bit of money, but that can get eaten up pretty quickly.
Oh, yeah, yeah. But this original project was 70,000.
But this side, this really checks a lot of the boxes, though, if you're talking
Oh, I'm
about-
sorry, 300,000.
Because it checks so much, it checks sort of the resiliency, it checks working waterfront, it checks recreational use, so it
Yeah.
should make it, should make a good case for it.
Okay, so I'm going to, for next actions on this, I will familiarize Margaret with it and have her reach out to GEI to consider these other issues and give us an updated quote. And then we can start writing.
And hopefully recycling a lot.
Oh, yes, I hope so.
How do you get input on what people want to see there? Is it just the people that work on the grant? Like, how do you,
Well, it depends how much you reach out to the neighbors ahead of time.
everyone in town? I mean, I'm just saying, like, fishermen? I mean, how do you get the input of everyone that you,
It's an interesting point.
because there are certain people that use that ramp all the time. You know.
We have a little time.
Would this be a grant where public outreach is part of the deal, like some of the others?
Well, once we get the grant, the engineers always do a stakeholder meeting in the beginning to reach out. But that's after the fact.
I think if you can get some stakeholders in before you apply to the grant.
No, I think that's a good idea.
You'll end up having a better project.
I think
Not
so,
only the
too.
neighbors are important, but the people that use that ramp every day are gonna have input on it. I mean, the ramp itself is one thing, how you turn a trailer, how you park cars, how you store things, how you crane things off there,
We learned that.
how the beach is accessed, how people use the beach. I mean,
Yeah.
all those things are really important.
What is the best way to reach out? Through the committees?
I would
I
think
think so.
also, of course, timing's not great, harbor master would know, because it's actually used by the harbor master.
Yeah, yeah.
But probably knows other users.
I'm going to suggest that we go through the committees on that.
I would definitely do that.
Harbor, waterfront, fisheries, lands.
Okay.
Because if we, I don't want to put it out to the whole town right now.
No, I'm not saying
Yeah,
that.
I know what you're saying, and I think that what you bring up is
Sometimes you can
good.
open it up.
Yeah.
But I just think that if you talk to people that use it and have an interest in it, the neighbors, yes, super important, but
They're part of, but the others are important too. I mean, that's the reason we're doing it.
yeah. And I'm there a lot, but I don't go there thinking about that. It would be
No.
important to go there and thinking about this and seeing it as well, you know, it's, especially looking at that, you know, the photo of how big the land is, it really could tell you a lot more than just from memory, I guess.
You know, if it's summer, I'd go and hang out there at high tide for a few hours and just, you could probably run into a lot of people
Yeah.
who are
Yeah.
actually
Yeah.
using it.
And it sounds like you're pretty familiar with that place too.
Yeah. Just a little, yeah.
So I think that'll be the next step. I'll get a memo out to 3 committees that we want to address.
We meet next Wednesday.
Thanks for that short.
Harbor, waterfront, and fisheries meet next
Yeah,
Wednesday.
you're right, because I got to film it. But we should be able to get it out by then. And that way you can meet, talk about it at your meetings and start to get input, and then we could have it when we have the grant. And then that would also get us letters of support. No problem.
Thanks, Dan.
And then we'd have built-in letters of support at that point, too. Okay.
And hopefully we can still get Dolphin Marine to give us another one, like the first time.
You think they might? I don't know, but they don't, they're going to consider it kind of competition, aren't they?
No, I use that ramp all the time. Get rid of that stupid pole in the corner. Telephone pole right on the corner.
Yeah, that's so stupid, isn't it?
I mean, there's things like that would be really important to kind of get the input. You know, I could talk to you for,
I think that pole is actually on town property, isn't it, or is it right?
but I mean, it could be moved.
That
It
could
should
be moved.
Isn't
now
the
that
moved,
you
worst
think
yeah,
about
definitely
it.
on
Yeah.
Where's this?
Garrison Cove?
Oh.
We're talking about.
And that would definitely fit into So boats are larger now, there's, to back a boat around that, it can be done, but it's
You
difficult.
just need a boat to take it out, then there's incentive to move it out of the way.
I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah, no, that's
Is it
a good
powerful?
point. Yeah.
Yeah.
and then just like junk it, just be
Plus,
nice.
it's ugly anyhow. It's an
Yeah.
ugly boat.
Bunch of signs on there.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's a good idea. Good. All right, so I think we're ready for the next step on this one. Okay, so our next meeting would be on December 2nd. There's something else I wanted to mention. Well, there's a meeting on Thursday night on erosion control, given by the state in Bath.
MCOG?
Yeah, yes. No, that's this one. And
That's it, yep.
I forget, I think it's at 5:30, 8:30,
We don't.
and they're serving dinner,
And the food is good at
and the
those.
food's good. So I think
Nice to
that's,
see him.
does anybody has anything else to bring up?
How about these two?
Oh, yeah, I just left it there kind of to remind us. Deirdre, the Broadreach Fund was for planning and capacity grants. That was kind of an open, or did it have, as I recall
I
it?
think it was open.
That's how I remember it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I'm just putting these here for us to keep in mind
Yeah.
for all the committees to consider if they're looking, needing a place to go to get some money.
Yeah.
And the climate resiliency one is the one that we just talked about for land purchase.
Okay.
And then pretty soon, we're going to have to start working on our Spiro budget for next year, but we got a couple months on that.
So climate resilience conservation fund is, that's different? What, you said we just talked about it. Did we talk-
That's the one that's being offered by the Maine Coast Heritage Trust, and it's for land.
Okay. Did we talk about that?
No, we didn't,
Okay.
just
Oh,
briefly. And I left it there because it closed in October,
Okay.
but it also said it's going to have 3 rounds, and that it would be brought up again next year. So I kind of left it there, thinking about if you're looking to buy land, it's nice to know about something like that that could be helpful,
Like on Wentworth? Like Harrison Cove, that one?
possibly.
Wentworth or Bethel Point.
Bethel Point,
Yeah, that's another really,
That's always on number one.
or every place else you're looking to buy land.
Potts Point.
Oh, Potts Point.
There's a possibility we'll get a little sliver near the wharf.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the town's talking about it.
I know.
Probably not something to go in the minutes yet.
Yeah, yeah. No, but those are things, and I know the town in some cases can, if they know about it ahead of time, can budget for it if it's
Yeah.
that way. But also, it's kind of nice to know of these things that might come up. Who knows, the housing committee might have some big plan that they could go for some grants.
Yeah, I guess that I'm curious. I'll have to look at that particular thing and see what what the scope of their grant is for.
Yeah.
So, Sean, the 17th was the housing meeting?
Yeah, we're having a committee meeting.
Or the public meeting, or?
Yeah, it's our biweekly meeting, but open to the public, inviting public sort of like input and gauging public interest. We're trying to help facilitate the town to start people in the town to start a housing trust, which would be a great group to maybe also apply for something like this.
Yeah, and that might be, I believe one of these, that grant I just talked about could be used for something like that.
Cool.
In fact, in here, we get the MCOG monthly newsletter, in which this last one had a lot of different things coming up. And there was something in here for housing. The Housing Certification Program, which you may or not be familiar with. Establishing a shared set of housing-friendly standards. And 2 or 3 communities in Mid-Coast Maine are doing this. And an ADAU Boost pilot launch. Those are just 2 things that are mentioned in here, and I
Do you
just-
get the newsletter? Or you
I
could sign up for it?
didn't see that one, yeah.
Yeah.
I should sign up for it.
My sense is you kind of know about these already.
I totally don't know about that one. No,
Oh.
it's slipped my radar, yeah.
Would you like this piece of paper?
Yes, please.
Got rid of a piece of paper.
And they'll happily send you their newsletter.
Yeah, it absolutely should be on there. Mailer.
So, does anybody have anything else? If not, what? I do have this. I'm going to bring this up to everybody else. We are allowed 11 members on this committee. And each one is kind of directed to be part of another, representative of all the town committees, as well as HA, and a large person, is at large, Tim is the at-large person. We now have 2 new committees in town. We have a fisheries committee and we have a housing committee that weren't even on the agenda or talked about when this was set up. I was briefly talking with Billy and Jay. It'd be good to have representatives from the fisheries committee, which is the new committee, and we have a representative for housing. And, but we also have a representative from marine resources. However, Brittany has not been able to make it. And I'm wondering what you all guys think. Should we try to increase the membership of this committee? Or might we think about consolidating fisheries and marine resources
As a committee or as a representation?
as the representative?
I think the optics of taking a marine resources or a fisheries representation away would look bad,
Okay?
my personal opinion.
So
Each
the-
of those do different things, very important. I mean, we do have representation
Right.
from all of those. Jay and I are both on the fisheries, you're on the
Marine resources.
marine resources. But I think the optics can look bad, in my personal opinion.
If you push,
If you
Yeah.
combine them.
yeah.
So it might be better to consider talking to the select board to see about if we could add a committee to include. And I think they're probably, the tenor of the select board, I think, might be very agreeable to that
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
Are you saying, I'm not sure what you're saying, add another committee or add somebody else?
Expand our
Just that large. It's like-
Add
Oh, and
2
at large.
people to our group.
Yeah. So basically, right now, we have marine resources, and we have Sean, and they have a committee. You're for HA.
Well, and we're both fisheries.
Well, right.
Yeah.
I'm not listed for marine resources. What I'm saying is, should we ask to just add another position
explicitly for fisheries.
for fisheries?
Can David Wilson do another committee?
I have no idea.
I mean, 3's a lot for anyone
That's a
that's working.
lot.
It is, yeah. So,
Do we currently have representation from all of the committees, is that
I think
right?
it's fine now, and just, I think Marion's making a good point, that
Get ahead of it.
you may just want to list it. You may want to add it so it's listed.
yeah, I'm trying to think of the best way to do that.
I mean, I think it would be important to say every committee should have representation on it.
Yeah.
One, whatever those numbers
Even
are.
if it's a one person covering. two
Totally
committees.
fine.
Yeah.
And then a couple at large or something, but I think that should be updated. I mean, there's how many, we've got town lands, housing, energy,
Conservation,
conservation,
Conservation.
harbor waterfront, fisheries, marine resources.
planning.
Yeah, there's probably, anyway, there's probably at least 10 committees.
we could say something, we will list the committees in a block,
Yeah.
include fisheries, and then make a statement that each of these are representative by the following members.
Yep.
And should be represented at some point, you know, they should
Yeah.
always have representation.
Yeah.
Who's the select board member?
Kevin.
Kevin.
He says
But
he
it's-
gets everything he needs from you. I said, fine. I said, Billy hasn't been to a meeting in 3 months.
Oh, come on, we're videotaping this.
Well, and Margaret,
Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot about that.
Just kidding, I don't care. I'm busy.
You know, it's funny. Yeah, so Kevin hasn't really come that much.
Well,
But
we
Margaret's
have-
usually here.
we have Margaret
We have
as
Margaret.
a staff
Yeah.
person.
Having staff present is pretty
Yeah,
important.
as long as we have a staff person. I think that's usually
Yeah.
what it is. But,
Yeah, that's been really good.
so that's worked out well. So maybe when we will go to the select board in a while, before town meeting, and ask to have, just kind of reposition the way we're presenting it.
We'll probably be going to select board anyway for the grant, so we can combine it, that doesn't matter.
Can we handle two things at one time? Do we want to take the focus off of one thing? Yeah, so we'll get, maybe by the next meeting, we can just have a memo together, decide whether it sounds good, and just send it through.
Is there any organization that is not represented? We've got committees we talked about in HA. Is there anything HA-like that isn't, that should be represented and isn't, like for an at-large?
We
And I
have it
don't-
at large, we have it at large.
I know, but, well, Tim is such a climate resilience.
Well, he's basically, happens to have that as his
Yeah.
background, but he joined as a member of the public, basically.
Right. So is there anything we're missing,
I don't know, I'm trying to think.
not committee-wise?
You mean like land trust, or, which is sort of
I
indirect?
wasn't thinking land trust. I was
not a
thinking
bad
of
idea.
something that represents a
I mean,
population.
they're always trying to find money, so it's not really that.
Of course, the
I mean,
engineers
some of the things
still-
we talk about, they would
I'm
want
no
to.
longer,
And not
Mary Ann
competing
and I are
interests.
not.
No, not at all. 100%.
Well, we're on
Yeah,
a
that's a good one.
committee.
That wasn't what I thought of, but.
The board.
it's
The
really-
only thing is if
So we have indirect representation.
If we look
just
back to the
recognized.
mission statement, it talks about town infrastructure. So maybe that's something
I
we
think
should be
the
considering.
town is the important part.
Yeah,
What is?
The town.
the town, it's
Town
town
It's too
infrastructure.
high up.
And it's not hard infrastructure, but it means like your vulnerable populations in
Emergency
town,
vehicles.
working waterfront. But that's kind of what the mission statement says.
So,
I think that's good. I don't think we need
what
to,
does that mean?
there are too many other nonprofit
Direction
groups
committee.
working in the community that
Yeah,
can get
yeah.
too complicated.
Yeah, I'm not saying, I'm just saying, is there some big
You're trying to think.
thing we're missing?
We're missing,
And I
yeah.
don't know that we are.
I think the
I
land,
don't
land trust
think
is an
so.
interesting point, because we're talking about buying property all the time.
I'm not
It's one of the things they
born
do, but it's just, maybe they can be invited at some point
with
to,
rec.
once a year or something.
I'm not sure rec necessarily bring a whole lot.
Well, now,
But I think that's different than officially representing
Yeah.
communities.
Yeah.
I think we're getting ourselves too
it's getting a little,
complicated.
yeah.
I guess the, of like populations that aren't adequately represented, people with children, it is not a population that is included right now, maybe.
Except working.
Good point.
But not,
Kind of, yeah, tangentially, but like, if we are going to specifically include aging at home and including the concerns of elder folks in the community, I think that it's also pretty important to like be looking out for kids as well, and families, yeah.
yeah.
I don't know, there's not like a group in town that does that, but like, that's a population that isn't currently being
interesting.
well represented here, I think.
The rec
That's-
committee?
Yeah, they have.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we were just looking at the committees.
You know, it's interesting because we don't have to do, everything doesn't have to be hard construction or hard money. Our handbook is designed for social vulnerability,
Yeah.
let's just say, which is words.
Yeah.
And, you know, we have nothing, in we talk about the handbook having something about the older adults. We don't say anything about the children in it.
It's a really good point.
It's a really good point.
A lot of
Especially
kids
because
in this
we're
town
trying
are
to.
Underserved, I mean, there's some very
Yeah,
needy children in this town.
Just often missing in the discussions in Harpswell.
Yeah.
Well, what was popping into my head, and this isn't the answer, but the Santa Fund, I mean, that is an outreach for, but I'm not saying they should be part of it, but
but we could start directing our words on resilience
right,
to that additional
Right.
age group.
who are we missing and make sure we include.
I mean, let's remember the focus of this committee, as you said, is resilience and sustainability.
Right, exactly.
For
It's
who,
not
though?
covering,
Yeah, I
yeah,
think
for
it's-
the people in the community, but it's not covering a lot of other areas.
Right.
Well, I think that's exactly what we're talking about.
Yes,
now.
no, I
How
think we need to be
It
clear.
affects the whole population, and
Yeah.
if we're missing a piece, however we address it, through the handbook, through.
Which we should, now that I think
Yeah,
about it.
Yeah, I agree. All
I
three
mean, we're
kids
down to
in
one
town.
school, it would be really important to keep that one school. That creates a resilience to a committee, I mean, to a town.
That's
We're
true.
talking about not keeping it.
I know, I mean, it's a very good point.
Yeah,
That-
especially time now.
So I think this is a better town with kids in it.
Oh,
You know,
definitely.
100%.
That's the
And with
only
the
way
school.
to protect the culture of the
In
town.
the school.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
Yep.
it's a shocker.
Okay.
Right.
All right, I
Everybody
think we have, I think we're all set, if everybody's set. We will adjourn at 5:15.